What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to make a mask out of a t-shirt, preferably cotton blend, cotton poly. We're going to start with the t-shirt. We're going to use an 8.5" by 7" pattern, and then I'm going to show you how to use a paper clip to make a hook for the back to stop ear fatigue so that the loops aren't going around the ear. So let's get started. Okay, so placing the template directly onto the shirt, I like to just use dots instead of drawing a straight line. I can connect the dots as I'm cutting with the scissors. So you're gonna make one placement here, and then you're gonna move to the second placement because we're only going to cut one long rectangular piece. You can do two pieces. That's just going to add another seam that you're going to have to hem on the other side. But either way, we're cutting it down to either fold or place two pieces on top. This particular way, we're going to be folding in the middle after we get done with our cut. Now, some people are going to argue that you shouldn't use knit material or a t-shirt material for masks, which in itself would be true because the weave isn't tight enough to block any of the virus on its own. However, cotton blend has been shown to be very effective, and we're making a two-layered garment that forms a pocket for a filter element. So using the rest of the material on the shirt, we're actually going to create the ties from this also. You can do ties by knotting the ends, or you can sew it together to make ear loops. We're going to be cutting these strips to make ear loops. You need 24" strips. You can go 20 to 24, but for the looser ear loops, to limit ear fatigue and create a hook element in the back, I use 24" strips so that I cut them in half and create two 12" strips for the loops. Now I will throw in another little caveat here. These are consumer masks or pedestrian masks, if you will. They are not medical. I repeat, these are non-medical masks we're making. Now, once you've had those cut, if you pull on the material, it will self-heal, or it will roll itself on the ends, so you end up with a nice string element for the loops. So now we're going to fold that in half, match up the ends. This will be the side that we actually hem. You want to note that you're doing this inside out. We'll be flipping this after we sew. So you can use a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch. It doesn't need to be stretchy or elastic at that part. So I'm just going to go with the straight stitch down. And then what I'm going to do is hem the top, but we're going to start about 1.5 inches in, because this is where the string element is going to go. So you're going to give yourself a little bit of a gap. Quick measurement is just maybe like the first knuckle of your own finger, 1 to 1.5 inches. And then you're going to sew that top hem to finish that off. Now you're going to do the same on the other side, so make note not to finish that top hem. You're going to give yourself that same 1 to 1.5 inches space, and then as you get that, you're going to see there's gaps there. Now we're going to flip that inside out, and then we're going to do a simple straight stitch to finish off where the ear loops are actually going to insert. And bing, bang, boom, there you have it. Now you've got the sleeves for where your ear loop is going to insert. So you fold that in half, you cut that in half, and then you just have to ream that through. So I just use any kind of tool that you need to kind of poke that through that side, get that to slide all the way in. And now you have your string elements on the other side. Pin that and sew it, because as I said, I'm going to be making loops instead of a tie string. So you pin that, sew that down to create the ear loops, and then you're good to go. And so then what you're going to do then is slide that part down into the sleeve that you sewed for it. Pull tight, give it a little bit of tension, and you can see that it bunches up. You'll see that this creates the airtight seal around your face a little bit later. That's what the pleats are for in most masks, but you can see here that it does that by itself. It forms a tight seal around the chin, and then forms a pretty airtight seal around the eyes also. And then around the side of the face on the cheeks, perfect, and the ear loops fit right around the ears with that paper clip hook that you created. Now, some people will say that using a knit mask is ineffective. I've checked on it and did some research, and it's shown that Cotton Blend has a 74% block rate on its own. We're doubling this to create a pocket, and we're making that so that you can put a filter inside. I would argue that the filtration of this goes through the roof. May not be N95, but it's very effective when you create this double layered pocket that you can then put a felt or paper towel filter into. Everybody stay safe out there. I hope this tutorial helps. Peace.